The Curse of Oak Island team has discovered evidence that proves people once lived on the island. Rick and Marty Lagena, along with their team, have been exploring the swamp, a triangular-shaped area that has consistently provided them with fascinating finds. The swamp is believed to hold connections to the money pit, potentially linking past excavation attempts and structures designed to conceal something of value. The team's first task was to investigate a stone walkway in the southeast corner of the swamp, which is an intentionally constructed feature. The angular placement of the stones, their alignment, and their origin suggest they were brought here for a specific purpose. Some of the rocks are similar in size and shape to those forming the famous Nolan's Cross, which is a megalithic cross discovered in 1981 by the late Fred Nolan. The team noted how some of the stones appear to come from deep underground, not the nearby beach. They speculated that these stones were likely extracted during previous excavation efforts, possibly related to the money pit, and then placed in the swamp. If this is true, it suggests the swamp might not be natural at all, but a carefully engineered feature. The team also focused on the garden shaft, an 18th century structure believed to be close to a potential treasure tunnel. As they continued their work, they uncovered more evidence that reinforced the theory of human activity in the area. A shoe fragment was found near the stone walkway, which was vegetable tanned, which used to be a common process in the 1600s and 1700s. The stitching further suggested it was hand-sewn, likely in Europe, and brought to the island. The experts who were with them believed the shoe belonged to someone of higher rank, like an officer, rather than a laborer. This suggested the presence of individuals overseeing work rather than performing it themselves. This small find tells us that someone of importance was here, not just workers. The leather's condition and craftsmanship tie it to a specific historical context. It is likely that there was a European involvement. As the team continued to analyze the swamp, they acknowledged the importance of understanding its purpose. If the swamp was modified or entirely artificial, it raises questions about its role in concealing whatever lies at the heart of Oak Island's mystery. The placement of the stones, the alignment of the walkway, and the presence of unusual geological features all point to intentional human activity. By this point, the swamp is proving to be much more than a curious side project. As the day progressed, the team pushed forward with their excavation efforts, removing layers of earth in the garden shaft to locate the tunnel believed to lie beneath, possibly leading to the treasure or providing more clues. Rick and Marty reflected on the significance of their work, caring less about finding the treasure and more about preserving history, honoring the island's legacy, and fulfilling a mission that spans centuries. Chris, a researcher, believes that the Knights Templar, a medieval order known for their military and financial prowess, may have hidden vast treasures on Oak Island. He believes that some of these treasures might have made their way to Oak Island, and Nolan's Cross is the key to finding them. Chris first explains that Nolan's Cross is a symmetrical arrangement of boulders spread across the island, each one massive and seemingly out of place. He suggests that the Templars, or a group inspired by them, had created the cross as a map, guiding future generations to a hidden treasure. The alignment of the boulders was no accident, and the drilled stones, which were rocks with small, carved holes, formed a straight line with certain points on Nolan's Cross, leading directly to the money pit, which is believed to hold the island's greatest secrets. The first drilled stone was discovered by Frederick Blair in the late 18th century of Oak Island. They ensured that their presence and secrets would be remembered. To test the theory, Rick and Marty decided to bring in Steve Guptill, their trusted surveyor. If the alignment was as precise as Chris claimed, Steve's measurements would confirm it. The team reflected on the significance of the cross, as it was a link to the past and a tangible connection to a story that had spanned centuries. While the survey continued, the team could not ignore the broader implications of Chris's work. If the Templars had indeed hidden treasures on Oak Island, it would rewrite history as they knew it. The idea that a medieval order had crossed the Atlantic and left its mark on this remote island was both thrilling and humbling. The team delved into the swamp, where they discovered a massive tree stump buried deep in the muck. This discovery led to the idea that the swamp was not a swamp, but had been forested and later manipulated into its current state. The stump showed signs of being cut with tools, possibly an axe, which opened a floodgate of theories. The absence of related logs nearby was puzzling, as it suggested someone had taken the wood to construct the wooden platforms found in the money pit decades ago. Those platforms, made of rounded logs, were discovered almost 2 centuries earlier and were thought to be part of a design to safeguard the treasure from flooding. If this stump was connected to that work, it would add a new layer to the swamp's significance. The swamp had always been a mystery in itself, with uncovered stone walkways and unusual rock formations there, suggesting significant human activity. The discovery of a second stump reinforced the idea that this was not just a natural feature, but part of a broader, deliberate design. If they could date the stump accurately, it might reveal when the swamp was created or manipulated by human hands. Rick and Gary Drayton returned to the swamp the next day, determined to investigate further. They dug deeper into the triangle-shaped area, hoping to find more evidence of human activity. Another stump was unearthed, with clean cuts that indicated tool use, but the surrounding logs were missing. This reinforced the theory that the swamp had been forested and later transformed into what it is today, possibly as part of a grander scheme to hide the treasure. One theory is that the swamp was designed to obscure entrances to tunnels or other features connected to the money pit. Another possibility is that the swamp itself was part of the Templars' or other settlers' efforts to conceal their activities on the island. The deeper the team dug, the clearer it became that this was not just a natural swamp, it was an intentional feature. After digging to a depth of 95 feet, they encountered a 7-foot-wide tunnel that seemed to lead toward what they called the baby blob. Excitement was building as the team prepared to explore the tunnel further. They uncovered wooden pieces that appeared to be part of a structure, possibly one of the wooden platforms historically associated with the money pit. When they used a crowbar to explore beneath the logs, they found what appeared to be a hollow space, suggesting that the tunnel might still be intact and could lead to something significant. The team now plans to extend the shaft and explore the tunnel more thoroughly, knowing they are closer than ever to uncovering the truth about Oak Island. The tree stumps in the swamp are particularly fascinating, as they suggest that the swamp was deliberately flooded or transformed at some point. The presence of round timbers, similar to those found on the wooden platforms, ties this find directly to the original money pit excavations. How advanced the builders were in their planning and execution, showing a sophisticated understanding of engineering and local environmental conditions. The stone road's construction reveals a lot about the capabilities and intentions of its creators, offering insights into the technological and cultural advances of the time. The team is eagerly continuing their treasure hunt, driven by their passion and growing curiosity about what the treasure might be and where it could be hidden. Thanks to their meticulous research, the team has formed several theories about the nature of the treasure, backed by various pieces of evidence. One prominent idea suggests that the treasure could be connected to the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar were historically known for amassing and hiding valuable items. They came under sudden and intense scrutiny on October 13, 1307, when the French King Philip arrested members of the Templar Order. Many Templar Knights escaped to Scotland, particularly to the county of New Ross, which is quite close to the island. Sir Henry Sinclair, a 14th century political prisoner and a known Templar associate, fled to Nova Scotia, and his travels and activities in the area are marked by intriguing stone carvings found in Westford, Massachusetts, and Newport, Rhode Island, suggesting Templar activity. The theory holds that the Templar treasure was initially kept in Scotland, and they would have made efforts to relocate their treasure to a safer place. Further investigations on the Orne Islands by Alexander St. Clair, a knight and descendant of Sinclair, appear to have been aimed at exploring the most effective methods to transport the treasure back to Scotland. The treasure hunt on the island of Nova Scotia is not just about financial gain, but also about connecting present-day discoveries with historical events and figures. This connection enriches the search, providing a deeper meaning and context to the search. Each clue uncovered feels like a direct line to the past, offering insights into the lives and actions of those who came before. Connecting the treasure hunt to the Knights Templar adds a new layer, mixing history with exciting legends that fuel the team's drive. The hunt has gathered a wide audience, encouraging a wider discussion about the implications of such discoveries, how they are handled, and what they mean for our understanding of history. As new technologies and methods become available, the team integrates these tools into their search, refining their strategies and approaches in hopes of finally uncovering the long-sought-after treasure. The search for treasure is more than a mere treasure hunt. It is a complex exploration of history, technology, and human curiosity. Each step taken on the island is a step back in time, a piece fitting into the vast jigsaw of human history. The Lagena brothers and their team continue their quest, not only looking for treasure, but also for connections to our shared past, making every find a valuable piece of the larger historical picture. At the Chapel of Roslyn excavation site, a new team joined in and discovered that the entrance was cleverly rigged with traps, including a water tunnel leading all the way to the sea. This intriguing twist adds weight to a well-thought-out idea about the island's past that the Lagena group has been piecing together from their research. Rob McInnes, a filmmaker and writer active in Newfoundland, has been collecting stories about the Sinclair family's history, offering rich insights to the Lagena group and adding depth to the island's history. Despite the close proximity of the island to the mainland, these discoveries seem within reach. Digging up places like the Stone Road will be challenging and complicated, with many potential setbacks. The history of Oak Island, a small island in Nova Scotia, has become part of the wider historical tapestry. However, the complex and confusing history of the island is often due to the reckless search for rumored riches, which has led to severe damage and irreversible loss of structures. The recent burst of activity on Oak Island has brought to light its potential, uncovering a new and rich layer of history. A proper archaeological approach could transform the current treasure hunt mindset into a more respectful and scientifically sound exploration of the island's rich historical layers. By treating the island not just as a treasure trove, but as a historical site with valuable lessons about the past, we might uncover insights about the people who came to the island long ago, their lives, and their purposes. Proper excavation and careful handling of artifacts could provide a clearer picture of the island's past, contributing to a more comprehensive understanding of its historical context. This would not only enrich our knowledge, but also ensure the preservation of this part of Nova Scotia's heritage for future generations to study and appreciate. Oak Island is just one of many islands with rich histories and legends of hidden treasures, calling out to those who seek adventure and discovery. These islands are not just stunning to look at, but also steeped in history, drawing in explorers and adventurers eager to uncover fabled treasures. Norman Island in the British Virgin Islands, for example, is famous for its links to old pirate stories and is thought to have inspired Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. The island features places like Privateer Bay and Money Bay, named to reflect its adventurous past. Frigate Island in the Seychelles, another hotspot for pirate activity, is said to have hidden a massive treasure there, including the Golden Cross of Goa he seized. Despite many searches over the years, this treasure remains unfound. Besides its pirate history, Frigate Island dazzles with its stunning natural beauty, featuring lush greenery, untouched beaches, and a wealth of wildlife. Ile Sainte-Marie, off Madagascar's coast, was another favorite among pirates in the 17th and 18th centuries. Many believe that huge treasures were stashed on the island, and treasure hunters still scour the area hoping to find these riches. Cocos Island, off Costa Rica's coast, is famous for its tales of hidden pirate loot, and the Galapagos Islands are well known for their unique animals and Charles Darwin's research. In the Caribbean, Roatan Island off Honduras has its share of treasure tales, with pirates like Henry Morgan reportedly using the island as a base and hid treasures in its caves and along its shores. Treasure Island in San Francisco Bay, built in the 1930s for an exposition, is linked to various legends of hidden riches from the gold rush era. Lastly, the Mediterranean's tiny Porto Farina in Tunisia was a pirate stronghold in the 17th century. While the treasures they hold may be material or simply the beauty of their natural landscapes, The stories and quests for hidden riches add a layer of excitement and wonder to these enchanting locations.